My name's Dina.
I'm Brooke.
I'm Lauren.
And I'm Lindsay. Our poster is titled Safety in Classrooms. Our driving question is, how can elementary teachers prepare their students to safely respond to behavior problems that become dangerous in their classroom? Our situation that we have is Jordan has been acting up in the class and has been very on edge lately. One of the students takes Jordan's favorite eraser without asking, and Jordan gets very flustered. Jordan starts to turn red in the face. He's very mad. You can tell that he's angry. He's showing a lot of signs of anger. And the teacher starts to notice. Jordan picks up a pencil that is near the desk and winds up to throw it. And the teacher needs to respond. So how does the teacher know how to respond in this situation? And how has the teacher prepared the students to safely respond to the behavior problems that have become dangerous in the classroom? So with our literature review, I talked about specific behavior problems that can become dangerous in the classroom. Just a couple of behavior disorders that I found were intermittent explosive disorder, and then oppositional defiant disorder and anxiety. And these are all, there's plenty of other disorders and situations that can arise too, but these are three that really cause a lot of distress to students and then can cause them to act up in the classrooms.
I did some research on how to share safety information with students and how to teach them how to deal with these situations that are unsafe in their classroom. And so one of the first ones that we found was help them to understand what's happening and be able to tell a teacher or someone that they trust, like that it's an adult that can get them help, so they understand that they have someone to tell that will help them out. And then the next one is they need to understand how they feel, how the behavior is making them feel, and then how the person that's doing the behavior would be feeling too. The next one would be to use the I feel statements when they're telling their feelings. So they're not blaming other students or the teacher because of their feelings, but they're putting it back on them and thinking about how they feel. And then they need to reflect and learn from the behaviors that they see in the classroom. So when they see how a student is acting up, they need to understand that they really shouldn't be doing that, or what's causing that too. And then the last thing, they really just need to understand that everyone gets angry, everyone has these emotions, and that is a common thing.
Alright, so I did research on current school and teacher plans for handling dangerous behaviors, and I interviewed a third grade teacher about what they did in their specific school. And a strategy is a room clear strategy where all the students except for the student that is having the behavioral meltdown or anything, they all leave the room. Another is where a teacher or a student uses the soft, calm voice and body language to calm that student down. Another is the safe room strategy, where the student would leave the room and go to this specific room. And the last would be contacting an expert behavior specialist if the teacher needed extra help in the classroom.
And then my part was just preparing safe classrooms for the students and the staff as well. And one of them is teachers need to allow the kids to have a cool down break. Because if you allow them to have a cool down break, say, hey, go to your cool down spot. They can go to their little spot, take a deep breath, realize that maybe their behavior isn't the best that it could be, and then think about it, take a deep breath, and then come back to class. Another one is that no matter when you approach a student, it should always be calm, relaxed, and businesslike, and try to keep it short so then they don't have the chance to react back and try to argue with you, to try to drag it on a little bit more. Another one is to always have two choice decisions. So when you're talking to a class, give them more of a positive good one, which you want them to decide, and then give them a negative one so you know which one they're going to decide. But always give them two choices just so they have a little voice and so that they can have a little pick. And then the last one is always reward positive behavior. Don't reward it too much, but reward it to the point where it will give them an opportunity to be more positive in the classroom and help out around the classroom with everything, just in general. And then we came up with our solutions. And the first solution we had is teachers only know. So this would be pretty much leaving the students out of the loop when discussing how to handle like any behavior issues that arise in the classroom, and it would be beneficial because it won't have the students focus on the problems. They'll be more focused on the academic side of the classroom because they won't know that, oh, problems could arise in my classroom, and it won't scare them off a little bit. The second solution is students are heavily involved, so the students have a voice. It gives the classroom more of a democracy-like, and it allows them to voice their opinions on how certain behaviors should be handled, and pretty much just lets the teachers and the students combine to figure out procedures and other things that go along with that.
And the best solution that we found was teachers inform the students. So in the summer when teachers come back and they begin their training, they are all trained and they have set procedures and processes placed where they know what's going on and they know what's going to happen. There are specific like resource and special ed teachers that are specially trained in how to calm students down so that they are called if a very dangerous situation arises in the classroom. Those teachers are called and they know exactly how to respond and react to the situation, and they can help the classroom teacher. And then, like we talked about in class, how procedures are started at the beginning of the year. The teacher will present a couple of like different situations that could happen at the beginning of the school year. They role play the situations. They have a responsible student walk down to the principal's office and ask for help. They practice evacuating the classroom. They practice like avoiding eye contact with the disheveled student. Things like that, so that the students are prepared, but that it's introduced at the beginning of the school year, so that they aren't focused on it throughout the entire school year.
The standard connection that we had was to standard 2, which is the practitioner understands how the students learn and develop and provides learning opportunities that support intellectual, career, and social and personal development. So with our problem, we wanted to make sure students understood how to deal in these situations. And we knew that students weren't taught this or didn't have the instinct sometimes. And the teachers want to teach the students these so that the classroom doesn't become chaos when these situations arise. And then these can be used later in their lives, obviously. They can keep using them throughout school, and then even into their careers, they might have problems with their coworkers and things, and they can use these in their problem-solving ways.
And for our research methods, along with our initial interviews that we did, we interviewed a few more teachers to just get some background information on what they did in their classroom. We used Google Scholar, Academic Search Premier, and then the library. The keywords we searched for included classroom management, behavior in the classroom, and behavior.
Do you have any questions?